Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today on this particular platform, there is a video which I did. And in that video, I opined that if elections were to be held in the Republic of Kenya today, then the Luo nation were likely to vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto, especially after Raila Odinga failed to secure the chairmanship of the African Union Commission and following the celebrations which were witnessed in Nyeri. The comment section of that particular video is currently on fire. There are those who believe that I am wrong, that there is no way the Luo nation can vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto. And also there are those who believe that the Luo nation will actually vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto. We are not talking of all Luos, but the higher percentage. I want us to end that story here by commenting on the comment section, especially for the Luos. Do you think the Luos will vote for William Ruto in 2027? If elections were to be held today, or do you think the Luo nation cannot vote for William Ruto? Just say, Ruto, never. If you believe they cannot, or Ruto, there's a phrase, huh? Or Ruto, or the phrase goes like, Kumi bila break. Just write that in the comment section. Because what I do on this platform is purely to give my thoughts on the prevailing political atmosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, William Ruto met or hosted SK Macharia, the chairperson of Royal Media Services. That meeting is significant politically speaking, because according to the sources, President Ruto hosted Royal Media Services chairman SK Macharia and vice chairman Gathoni Macharia at State House. That meeting, in my view, is significant politically speaking, for three main reasons. Number one, SK Macharia was one of Raila Odinga's biggest supporter in the last election. If there's one single individual who contributed heavily, both his time, resources, and even finance, was none other than SK Macharia. And it was expected that immediately William Ruto was going to take over, he was going to deal with SK Macharia. So the meeting, in my view, is significant. Number two, SK Macharia is also one of the Mount Kenya Tycoons. As we speak today, Mount Kenya Tycoons are grouping to kick William Ruto out of the presidency. And because of that, the meeting is also significant. And of course, we also know that currently the entire mountain is ganging up against William Ruto and rallying around Rigathi Gachagua. So that meeting, in my view, is significant politically speaking. But before we get into all those details, because those details are going to shock you, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me dive in. The truth of the matter is that the meeting today between William Ruto and SK Macharia is significant, because you know a lot of political developments are currently taking shape in the Republic of Kenya. For example, Ndindi Nyoro is being kicked out of the budget committee, and the chair of that budget committee is likely to come from ODM party. And two names are being mentioned. The name of Sam Atendi, the Lagos Onga member of parliament, or that of Mark Nyamita, the Uriri member of parliament. So that's also a huge political development. But first of all, let us deal with this issue of the meeting between William Ruto and SK Macharia. Why do you think the two met? Number one, it is not clear that William Ruto is coming up with the strategies of trying to tame Rigathi Gachagua. Because let's face it, if there's one of the mistakes which William Ruto will live to regret, was the move to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. Probably it was premature. Maybe it was to allow William Ruto also to deal with the aftermath. But the truth is, the mountain is now drifting towards Rigathi Gachagua. And because the mountain is drifting towards Rigathi Gachagua, people like SK Macharia are going to provide Rigathi Gachagua with the resources, with the media coverage, and of course, you also know that the fact that people like SK Macharia coming out to support Rigathi Gachagua was going to be significant. So I think what Ruto is doing is that he has waited for Rigathi Gachagua to make moves. And Rigathi Gachagua has met who, he has met who, he has met who. So Ruto, using the help of NIS, has now identified people he can work with. And I'm seeing SK Macharia as one of them. The strategy is to try and tame Rigathi Gachagua. That's number one. Number two, and this is very important, William Ruto needs favorable media coverage. If you were to go to the media houses today, yesterday, and the day before yesterday, if you were to read the headlines, 90% of them are actually anti-William Ruto. So William Ruto has been getting negative publicity from the media. The worst bit of it is that William Ruto's communications team are also subdued by Kenyans. Because remember, William Ruto thrived on propaganda. But there is no way you can run a government using propaganda. For example, the other day, I saw Itumbi guys trying to share some fake WhatsApp chat between Rigathi team and the rest. And I looked at that and I was like, Ruto is now a president. Why can't he just work on a proper communication strategy? So William Ruto was suffering in silence. In the mountain, the vernacular stations are always used effectively to relay the community messaging. That's why Rigathi Gachagua, the last time he addressed the nation in vernacular. So this meeting, because SK Macharia controls most of the media houses, both at the national level and at the local level, maybe Ruto wanted to plead with him not to allow Rigathi Gachagua and the team to use those media houses, or to some extent, maybe just to give William Ruto some positive coverage, or just to be fair. Because there is no way, and I'm telling you, there's no way William Ruto can succeed without proper media coverage, which is positive. That's number two. Number three, I also believe that Ruto is now targeting Mount Kenya tycoons, one after the other. Because the work of meeting with Mount Kenya leaders and opinion shapers has now been left in the hands of Professor Kithure Kindiki, who is holding a lot of meetings at his current residence. In fact, his budget was also increased to allow for those meetings. So Ruto is now organizing strategic meetings. SK Macharia is one of the tycoons there. Ruto met him. Tomorrow or next week, probably, you'll see William Ruto meeting with another tycoon from the mountain. The intention, in my view, is to deny Rigathi Gachagua what he needs most. One of the things Rigathi Gachagua needs most is finance. Mount Kenya tycoons, if they were to rally around Rigathi Gachagua, and with the kind of propaganda Rigathi Gachagua has, they're going to deal with William Ruto. So Ruto is trying to meet with these tycoons with a view of denying Rigathi Gachagua and the team the finance. Number two, Mount Kenya tycoons would also help William Ruto in penetrating, because some of these guys have a lot of influence. They can even go there, they can even go to the mountain and tell the mountain that, you know, guys, with this environment, what we need, let us just work fast, let William Ruto finish his term, then after that we can figure out. So for me, the intention is to deny Rigathi Gachagua what he needs. They control the media houses, they control the banks, they control Matatu sector. I mean, having them on William Ruto's side would help William Ruto. Number four, there's also this narrative, which is now gaining the currency in the mountain, that William Ruto is actually out to frustrate Mount Kenya businesses. When William Ruto took over, and this one for those who watch this channel, initially at the beginning, I opined, and indeed it happened, that William Ruto was going to target the energy sector. That has been the preserve of the mountain. He appointed Kipchumba Murkomen as the cabinet secretary, Kenya Power, his person, Kenatro, his person, name all of them. Kikuyus who are leading all those were kicked out. And now Rigathi Gachagua is out. He was going to deal with that. The Nyamakima traders who were promised a lot of things are crying. So there was that narrative that William Ruto was trying to frustrate Kikuyu businesses. At the same time, William Ruto was trying to elevate the Somali businesses. And a beef has actually been created between the Kikuyus and the Somali community based on those rumors. So by bringing on board these tycoons, what William Ruto is trying to tell the mountain is that, worry not, your people will be part of this. And lastly, I'm also looking at it as Raila Odinga's strategy of bringing his allies to William Ruto's side. SK Macharia really campaigned for Raila Odinga. It's not being brought on board. Do you think it's being brought on board on Raila Odinga's side, or is being brought on board as a Kikuyu? So for me, a lot of political realignments are going to take shape. And depending on how Raila and Ruto are going to relate, Raila Odinga will be able to bring his people to William Ruto's side. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. By the way, why do you think William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza, for that matter, are out to kick Ndindi Nyoro out of the budget committee? Why? Why? Tukutane later with that analysis. Bye-bye.